Is Cell coming back for Dragon Ball Super Hero? And in this video today, we will be answering the question of whether or not it is possible or not for Cell to even come back for this movie. But first, my name is Strange5, and be sure to hit the like button for this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell whenever I upload movies like this, talk about, of course, Dragon Ball. Now, of course, ever since it was revealed that the main antagonists for this movie coming up are going to be the Red Ribbon Army, everyone assumed that the possibility of Cell showing up just went up dramatically, and Cell has so far been the only major villain in the Dragon Ball Z era of villains that everyone loved, was yet to show up. There has been mentions of him. He was shown in a Dragon Ball Super episode where Krillin and Goku teamed up and they were able to take out illusions of past villains such as Frieza, Boo, Saiyan Saga Vegeta, and of course Cell himself in his perfect form. And the one thing I do have to answer right now before I go any further is whether or not Cell has a soul. And in short, yes, he does have a soul. Remember, he was created from the cells and the DNAs of other Z warriors such as Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, even Frieza, I believe. And if I miss anybody else, please tell me down in the comments below. And unlike the other androids that were created from Dr. Gero, which was most mechanical or humans he kidnapped and enhanced them to become androids, Cell is a biogenetic enhanced being, and he was created in a tube, and that took years and years for him to actually be complete, and obviously we know how that went about. It took him a long time, and he was able to find Trunks' time machine, go back in time, and face Goku during that era. And Cell was actually a real being, an actual life form. And to further support this claim, when Goku transported Cell from blowing up the Earth to King Kai's place and thus blowing up King Kai's planet and everyone on there, Goku and King Kai were wondering, where was Cell? He should have been there with them in the afterlife with his own body and a halo, of course, confirming that he is dead, but that he was nowhere to be found, as we saw he was able to learn instant transmission and go back to Earth and finish off, or should I say attempted to finish off the Z Wars. As we know, Gohan was able to take him out. So it is very likely right now, as we saw in Toriyama's retcon of Hell, that Cell is in his own personal hell, whatever he's being tortured to for the rest of eternity, that is making him absolutely miserable. So there is a very strong possibility that if anyone from the Red Ribbon Army knew about Cell, or Dr. Hedo himself about him, he could obviously collect all the Dragon Balls and wish for Cell to come back, but obviously he'll come back in his perfect form, so there'd be no need for him to look for Android 17 and 18 to reabsorb them again, and he'll be actually ready to go to fight. But of course he'd be much weaker, and basically pretty much anyone from Earth could take out Cell without breaking too much of a sweat. Of course, Hedo could enhance Cell to make it even more stronger if he does even have any of the blueprints or any knowledge or information to enhance Cell to make it even more stronger, or of course, use the Dragon Balls himself to make even more stronger, but I think the latter is even more unlikely, but the former is more likely. But I did touch on this earlier, but for any sense for Cell to make an appearance for Dragon Ball Super Hero, Dr. Hedo or someone in the Red Ribbon Army would have to know about Cell or know about Dr. Gero of the plans he had for him. But of course, we all know Trunks and Krillin destroyed that timeline cell, and every other cell from different timelines have all been destroyed that we know of. And with any type of enhancement that Dr. Hedo could use for Cell, he could make it where Cell would need to absorb the new androids that he created, which are Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, and use them to make himself even more stronger than he has right now, and use them as bait. Obviously, that would create brand new forms for Cell, for him to have two new forms, like Ultra Perfect Cell and Ultimate Perfect Cell. I'm just throwing names out there. Or even perhaps making him where he has a golden form, just like how Frieza has. Now, of course, there is one aspect of the movie that we haven't really touched on, but I don't think anyone really has touched on YouTube in general, is that Dr. Hedo and the Red Ribbon Army will want their revenge against Gohan himself for destroying Cell and ultimately destroying the Red Ribbon Army before somehow they got resurrected somehow. And Dr. Hedo and the Red Ribbon Army would want to bring back Cell, since that is probably the most likely being that they know of to able to take out Gohan without any type of interference. And simply put, the Red Ribbon Army will want their revenge against Gohan and his family for taking out their operations. But what better way to take him out than bringing back Cell, the ultimate being? But of course, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 have been considered to be the most strongest androids ever created so far. So in that way, it does make sense for Cell to come back to take out his revenge. But ultimately, I do think he would have his own personal reasons and probably abandon the Red Ribbon Army since he's not very easily controlled, if not at all, since he's never been controlled before, and he has his own ideas, beliefs, thoughts, policies. And personally, I would see Cell as someone to abandon the Red Ribbon Army once he does take out Gohan and destroy the universe, as he did mention in the original Cell arc. So unless Dr. Heddle and the Red Ribbon Army are able to come up with a way or a reason to control Cell or convince him to join them to take over the Earth, take over the universe with whatever incentives they have for Cell, I probably don't see a very likely way to bring back Cell without having to control Cell or have them partner up with each other. Unless, of course, the Red Ribbon Army are over their heads and they think because they created Cell, they can be able to control him with whatever means necessary, but it is very unlikely. Unless, of course, they're able to build a brand new Cell and able to control him that way. That is probably the most likely path that I can see them bringing back Cell, just making it a brand new, built from the scratch version of him, and with the enhanced time and technology, they're able to do that much faster. And that is possibly the only way I can see Cell come back. But I would imagine that it will take them a very long time to recover any type of programs that were able to make Cell in Dr. Gero's old lab, but it is very unlikely unless they somehow sort it back up where they're able to access it. But of course, if they really do want Cell back, they will be able to come up some way to shoehorn him in, and I'm not gonna lie, that'll be great fan service if they're able to pull that off, but we'll see if that happens. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. Tell me in the comments down below, what do you think about my ideas of whether or not they could bring back Cell or they won't be able to at all? Or will they have to build a brand new Cell? Or tell me, what is the way would you want to bring back Cell? And how would you bring them into the new story of Dragon Ball Super Hero? I just want to hear your guys' opinions about this. Tell me down in the comments down below. Anyways, guys, this is the end of the video. Be sure to hit the like button for this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And hit the notification bell whenever I upload new videos like this. Talk about, of course, Dragon Ball. This is Saiyan Survive signing out. I'll see you guys later. Catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.